Once you've arrived at our community creation screen, there are a few quick steps you'll need to take before your community is ready to launch for the term. First, you need to create your community. If you got here from your LMS, you will need to place your community in the appropriate part of your network within your organization. For administrative and data quality purposes, it is important that you place your community in the most appropriate network that is available to you, usually the most specific suborganization. For example, if you worked in the psychology department, which is within College of Arts and Sciences at State University, you would probably want to drill all the way down to select the psychology department. Beyond that, all you will normally have to do is give your community a title. The default for community permission level should be private, and the community should not be discoverable. For a course, these are typically the settings you would want. They ensure that your course is only seen and available to people who are in your LMS course or specifically invited into the community. If you have used Yellowdig before, you can copy content and settings from any community you have created in the past into the new community you are creating. Do note that copying content will transfer all posts made by any facilitator from your original community into the new community and attribute those posts to you. If you just want to copy a couple of introductory posts for the very start of your course, it is often easiest to create a template community for a course and then just repeatedly copy that to create new communities for future courses. We do want to mention that there is a template link found in the basic settings of any community. These links can be shared with anyone to allow them to copy the settings and content from a community, so they can be helpful for design teams that may be creating many courses using a master course model or just for sharing a successful community setup with a friend. Once you've finished these selections, click Submit at the bottom and you'll create your community. From here, most people will see our Getting Started flow, which has a few simple steps for getting your community ready for the coming term. You'll need to set the dates for when students will collect points, configure your topics, and introduce yourself and set community expectations. If you are new to Yellowdig, you'll want to familiarize yourself with the point system, but for right now, we just recommend setting the date that you expect students to start the course as the first day to earn points, and the last day to earn points as the final day of your last module, or whatever day they will finish all of their assignments. Setting these dates will automatically configure your community with a point setup. It will either be Yellowdig's recommended point setup, a point setup that has been chosen by your institution, or if you copied settings from a community, the point settings from that community. Either way, setting the dates here should automatically configure your community with a proven point system. Point settings can always be looked at in detail and changed in the left side community menu from Settings, then Point System. Next, you'll set up your course topics. Typically, you'll want to use themes from your modules or your learning objectives for the course. We recommend using the actual words for themes, like intrinsic motivation for a psychology course or covalent bonds for a chemistry course, rather than naming your topics things like Module 2 or Week 3. We also suggest that you have topics be required for posting, which is our default setting. Topics are fundamentally important for setting expectations about what your students should talk about, and because they work as filters or channels, they help students find information more easily. The final thing you need to do before the semester starts is to introduce yourself in the community and set expectations for your students. We often recommend doing this in an introductory video inside Yellowdig. It should cover both how they should participate and how you plan to participate. We often recommend doing this with a video capture inside Yellowdig. There is a recommended script in our knowledge base, which is also linked in the resources in this course. Though you do not need to do it until your community is starting, the final thing we would recommend thinking about and setting up is accolades. Using a handful of accolades each week for exceptional posts is highly recommended, and they are an important part of community management, which can really improve outcomes. We have a few suggestions created already, but by configuring them, you can help promote the behaviors you want to see. You can configure them in settings, then accolades.